The best way to improve the strength of your core and get rid of back pain is to swing weights. Most people in the modern world have some type of persistent back pain, and that usually can be addressed by improving the way that their core functions. The exercise that we are going to do today is a heavy kettlebell outside circle and outside throwing pattern that we're going to catch in what we call the bottoms up position. This is a compromise exercise that is really a heavy club exercise that we are using a kettlebell to do. Heavy clubs are rare. They are getting more common, and you should definitely get some heavy clubs. But if you're traveling, you go to a gym, oftentimes they will have kettlebells. So we need to learn to do a heavy club exercise with kettlebells just so that we can continue to make sure our core is functioning well. Oftentimes when people are learning this, they will start with a smaller kettlebell. This is the Mark II Wildman adjustable kettlebell from Bells of Steel, so that people can go all the way down to 6K in order to work on this exercise, and then take it up 1 kilogram at a time until it builds up to 12K. Once they get to 12K, they can transition to this bell, which goes from 12K to 32K. So you can adjust the weight 1 kilogram or a ½ kilogram at a time so that you can work on perfecting your technique and improving how your core fires gradually over time. Let's demonstrate this outside circle in the bottoms up position. We'll break it down, talk about all the coaching cues, then we'll go back and we'll talk about all the exercises you need to be able to do before this one. The bottoms up position means that we are going to hold the heavy part of the belt up towards the top. This is different than a dumbbell. A dumbbell has the weight in the center. When you are using a kettlebell in this position, the heavy part is outside of your grip. That's what we're going for here. We're going for leverage control. So we can use a lighter weight and get more out of it by demonstrating this control. We have to contract our muscles harder in order to be able to do it. An outside circle moves away from our center line. Dominant hand towards the center line is inside. Dominant hand away from the center line is outside. Holding our bottoms up position, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate across, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate across, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate across. Every time the weight swings across the bottom, your core is forced to fire. So we are working on firing our core to stabilize our body, to not be pulled out of alignment, and then we are demonstrating control in this catch. The heavier the bell, the harder we squeeze, the more it forces our entire body to engage. Push, swing, pull, catch, rotate across, push, swing, pull, catch, rotate across. When we are doing this exercise, it is important that we point our feet straight ahead. We are pointing our feet straight ahead so the arches of our feet can fire, so that we are not going to collapse our feet. Oftentimes, when people are learning this, they will turn their feet out, and when they swing across, their legs will roll in and their foot will collapse. We are gonna force our feet to be strong, so our ankles can be strong, so our knees can be strong, so our hips can be strong, by pointing our feet straight ahead. As we push, we will swing across the outside, our hips will turn. As we catch, I want you to think about sitting down in the rear leg. As we rotate across, the opposite leg will push the weight out. The heavier the kettlebell, the more it becomes a leg exercise. The most important thing with this exercise is that we do not hit ourselves in the knees. In order to work on that, we should work on this side to side swing. Just doing this exercise for 1 minute with each hand and building up in weight will make your core fire better and better and better. It is the bottom of the throwing pattern. This exercise is really an adaptation of the heavy club outside circle. The heavy club outside circle moves away from our center line, swings across, and we catch. Once again, the heavy part is not close to our hand, it is far away. The heavier the club, the more you learn to line your skeleton up better. Push, swing, pull, catch. If you want to think about this in a martial arts perspective, An outside circle is a jab pattern. An inside circle would be a cross pattern. They are two different types of core firing because they start with different legs. They're using different slings, muscle slings in the body. Opposite hand, opposite foot, or same side hand, same side foot. So you should practice both inside circles and outside circles. You should practice them with heavy clubs. You should practice them with kettlebells. You should eventually practice them with dumbbells. The better you get at inside circles and outside circles, the better your core will fire. Start with a lightweight, learn to swing the kettlebell for time, and build up to heavier weights. This exercise gets very, very challenging as the weight gets heavier because we are demonstrating this bottoms up control.